This is Iris.
And Pata,
Today we're going to introduce our golden hour in high school.
which is our years of debating.
Hey, Peta, do you remember what is your reason for joining English Debate Club?
Oh, I thought I would be awesome and just crush everyone easily and get all the praises. But I ended up getting crushed by everyone. What about you?
For me, it's that in a casual debate, it doesn't mean that I like to argue with other people. I'm just in love with the things that are filled with logic and not magic.
I basically forgot all our class times. I only remember those competitions we attended. What a tiring but fulfilling day, isn't it?
Yes, I always recall the days that we stood on stage and debated against other distinguished debaters. How about we look back on those moments together?
Yeah, sure. What about starting from our first year of this club?
I prepared photos which recorded all the things we did in class, and I'll introduce all the pictures that I show. So pay attention and let's start! This is our first class. Professor Richard taught us how to make good use of body language during debates.
I remember. Then we went to the aisle and danced in pairs to make sure that everybody has stretched their bodies slightly.
Yes. Then what do you recall when you see these pictures?
Oh, this one. We're learning fallacies. The one that impressed me the most was slippery slope. It helped a lot when arguing with my friends. Also, strawman was useful during the competition a year later.
After learning fallacies, we learned 3 tools to convince people during debates. These were beneficial for making our arguments more credible and persuasive. They're ethos for credibility, pathos for emotion, and logos for logic.
Right. I almost forgot all these tools, but we subconsciously keep using logos and ethos in every game we played, right?
Yeah, clearly making statements is crucial in debate. Everything we say needs evidence to support it. Moreover, being rational is required during competitions. We can't be fully emotional in debates.
I can't agree more. Not only can these be used in debates, but they can also serve as useful tools in our daily lives.
And we also learned the debate rules from our senior students, right? Like how cross-examination and crossfire are very different. In cross-examination, we can only ask or answer questions. But during crossfire, we can ask, answer, and also refute arguments. Actually, I used to mix up the rules a lot before we joined the winter camp. Our first debate was so bad that I don't even want to think about it.
Come on, I think we weren't that bad. The battle was amazing and exciting, wasn't it? We've really learned a lot in this club. Not only did we improve our body language, understanding of fallacies, and knowledge of the rules, but we also enhanced our English speaking skills and stage presence. These lessons form the foundation that has made us better. Remember the little battle at the end of our first semester?
I remember it. The atmosphere was filled with tension and seriousness, but I still held my breath and spoke up with my opinions and arguments. Debate is not just about picking sides. It's a test of persuasion for people assigned to 2 opposite teams. So we need to prepare information from both sides. This not only helps us understand our opponents better, but also makes it easier for us to identify key points and counter their arguments.
That's exactly what I struggled. I was so nervous and anxious about the debate that I couldn't calmly respond to the opponent during the rebuttal session. It was my first time in such a crucial position, and I wasn't entirely sure about the rules and procedures. During the debate, I panicked and couldn't even remember what I said.
That was such a frightening experience, but we still pulled it off through teamwork, right? I remember our group gathering during lunch breaks to discuss our arguments and strategies. After evaluating our strengths, we divided the work and played to our advantage to take the debate.
And the next debate competition was the Taipei Cicero Debate Tournament. I remember this. It was my first time representing the school in the competition. The preparation was pretty tough, wasn't it?
Yes. I feel so sorry for our teachers and all the teammates who supported us. Since it was our first time preparing for an official debate, we weren't familiar with the rules or the best preparation methods.
Yes! Due to the upcoming deadline, collecting sufficient evidence was a challenging task for us. We were still searching for pieces of paper at 3 p.m., the day before the game. We even had to repeat our speeches over and over again on our way to Taipei.
True. Due to our poor performance, the teachers were disappointed. Getting scolded was what we deserved. But I still cherished the opportunity because we met many brilliant debaters and teachers, and the motion inspired us to keep going in our debate life.
so we worked really hard for the next debate competition. After gaining that experience, we held a meeting to review our mistakes and discuss where we needed to improve. Moreover, we cultivated a tacit understanding with each other.
We started by reading essays and writing better debate scripts. I think the most crucial thing in writing an article is the structure. Everything needs a frame, not just abstract concepts, but also concrete ideas.
I agree with you. Credibility is crucial when searching for evidence. Also, the way we speak, which is tied to speaking skills, is very important. We actually spend most of our time practicing dialogues to ensure that we could answer or ask questions fluently.
Oh, I hated this practice at first because of my lack of spontaneous responses and oral skills. But after strict training day by day, I gradually improved and even received appreciation from coaches at the National High School English Debate Tournament.
I remember that you sometimes murmured after the teacher's long speech about how important on-the-spot reactions are. But we did make progress after that previous debate. Having said so much, let us briefly introduce the debate to you.
Let me talk first. We were the affirmative team for the topic. Should the Taiwanese government institute mental health leave for secondary school students? As the affirmative, we needed to define some key terms and design the best policy to persuade people that our plan was the better choice.
It is impossible to create a policy that works for everyone, so we aim to revise it to benefit the majority. Initially, we allowed students with proof of mental instability to apply for leave. But what about those facing certain mental health issues or those who can't afford consolations?
To address this, we defined secondary school as both junior and senior high schools and revised the policy. High school students can take up to 3 mental health half-days per semester without proof. However, this doesn't apply on midterm or final exam days.
And my job was to provide a detailed introduction to our policy, focusing on improving existing problems and adding supporting measures. Our plan aims to revise awareness and reduce stigma.
Wait, we forgot to introduce the negative team. Actually, their approach is quite similar, but the negative side has a key element, that is minor repair. This strengthens their argument by showing that small adjustments can fix the issue without requiring a major change. Being on the negative side doesn't just mean opposing. They can also choose to defend the status quo if they believe it works better.
Of course, we couldn't have come up with such a comprehensive plan all by ourselves. Friendly matches helped us a lot. We met many excellent debaters from other high schools through online meetings and during the winter camp. Sometimes small mistakes are invisible to us. That's why supporting measures such as expanding education and recruiting more counseling staff exist.
Fortunately, the late nights, constant revision, and even getting scolded all paid off. We won the regional competition. All the stress suddenly felt worth it as we stood on the stage. Then we moved on to the nationals with less pressure.
Yeah, after the celebration banquet, I think we loosened up and started focusing more on our academics. We declined friendly matches and spent more time practicing our speeches, more than cross-examinations. However, the national competition's focal points were rebuttals and cross-examinations, which require strong instant responses.
Although we spent a lot of time predicting potential questions, we still needed to attend matches to ensure we're fully prepared. Eventually, we lost the national competition, marking the end of our 2-year debating journey.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a waste of time, but I still wish I had worked harder. Everything we've learned has enriched us and broadened our horizons. We've become more aware of the truth behind the news rather than blindly believing it without fact-checking.
Having said a lot, is that helpful for you guys to be more familiar with debate? I look forward to discussing more debate topics in the future. We are happy to stand here and share our precious moments with you. Thank you!